Second round of the NBA playoffs is off to a really, really, really weird start, so I don't really know how to cover any of the games. It doesn't really make sense. So here are 4 players that have been really interesting in the last few games that you should be paying more attention to. First off, Buddy Hield has been on an absolute burner for like 2 games in a row, I think. Actually, it's just 2 games in a row, but his last 2 games he shot like I think 100% from 3, and he's averaged like 40 points. When the Warriors needed offense the last 2 games and they needed easy offense, catch Buddy Hield sprinting to the corner off a loose ball, off an offensive rebound, off a tip, just catching the ball in the corner, catching the ball in the wing, and just jacking up threes, and they've been going in at a ridiculous rate for 2 games now. He's been their X factor lately. Then I got to give a shout out to Aaron Gordon, who, despite being probably the second most consistent player on the Nuggets rotation, gets lost just because of how, I guess, somehow boring his skill set has become. He's really just become a jack of all trades, master of none sort of player who fills in all the gaps and occasionally gives you a ridiculous highlight. Despite making critical mistakes against OKC down the stretch in Game 1, he had the balls to say, "Not today, bitch," on the last play of the game and still sink the game-winning 3. It was a crazy shot. It was a really ballsy shot, and it sort of highlighted the impact he's had on this team under the radar, doing all the little things, great defensively, great play finisher. He's been super efficient, averaging like 5 more points than in the regular season, and he's just been great at everything. So Aaron Gordon would probably be my most underrated player of the playoffs so far. Then next is OG Anunoby of the New York Knicks. He has been fantastic for pretty much the whole playoffs. Obviously a massive Cade Cunningham stopper in the first round, and his physicality is such an asset for this team. Between him, Hart, and Bridges, he has their most fearsome defensive wing, and he's also been fantastic offensively lately. Every once in a while, he gets out in transition and just absolutely fucking yams it at the rim. He's just hammering Jason Tatum on the fast break on this play, and he was fantastic in Game 1, provided them with a ton of offense, a ton of hustle plays. He just did all the right things for this team to win, and he's easily been arguably been like their second best player in the playoffs. Maybe their second most important, at least. And then finally, this piece of shit Tyrese Halliburton. Stop screaming that he's overrated during games. Please stop doing that. It doesn't work. Absolutely dropped his balls all over Cleveland in Game 2, and now that he's feeling himself, this shit's gonna get like 10 times more annoying. And it's a shame because like all the good Halliburton stoppers, Amen Thompson, Lou Dort, Tari Eason, Lou Dort, they're all in the West, so I don't think Cleveland has a good one-on-one matchup for him, and he might torch them for the rest of the series. So Cleveland, watch out.